When my wife passed away, my whole world went quiet. 20 years together, and suddenly the house felt cold, like it didn't know me anymore. I was still wearing black when her two daughters, my stepdaughters, sat me down at the kitchen table. No tears, no hugs, just stiff faces and crossed arms. One of them cleared her throat and said, "We think it's best if you leave." I honestly thought I heard her wrong. "This is our mom's house," the other added. "You're not really family anymore." That hit harder than the funeral. I helped raise them, taught one how to drive, paid for school, fixed broken hearts and broken sinks. But right then, none of that mattered. To them, I was just extra. They gave me a week. A week to pack up a life I built brick by brick. I didn't fight. I was too tired, too heartbroken. I just nodded and went upstairs, feeling like a guest in my own home. But here's the thing nobody knew. My wife and I had talked late one night, years ago, about just in case. She squeezed my hand and said, "Promise me you'll be okay, no matter what." I didn't know what she meant back then. I was about to find out. The next few days felt unreal. I packed my clothes into old boxes, each one holding memories I wasn't ready to let go of. Every photo I touched hurt. My stepdaughters walked past me like I was invisible, already talking about repainting the house, changing things, erasing me. On the fifth day, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. "Mr. Harris?" the voice said. "This is your wife's attorney. We need you to come in tomorrow. It's about the will." I almost laughed. What will? The girls made it clear everything was theirs. Still, something in his tone made me pause. The office was quiet, professional, cold. The lawyer folded his hands and looked at me carefully. "I want to be clear," he said. "Your wife was very specific." My stomach tightened. He explained that the reading of the will would happen with everyone present, me and the stepdaughters. Apparently, they had already been there once, impatient, asking when I'd be out for good. That night, I barely slept. Grief mixed with confusion. Why didn't my wife tell me more? Why involve a lawyer now, after they already pushed me out? The next morning, as I stood outside the office, I realized something important. This wasn't just about a house. It was about respect. It was about love. And it was about a promise my wife never forgot. We sat in the lawyer's office like strangers forced into the same room. My stepdaughters didn't even look at me. One was scrolling on her phone, the other tapping her nails like she had somewhere better to be. The lawyer opened a folder and adjusted his glasses. "We are here to formally read the will of Mrs. Harris," he said. The older daughter sighed loudly. "Can we make this quick? He's already moving out." That's when the lawyer paused and looked straight at her. "Actually," he said calmly, "that's not entirely accurate." Both girls looked up. He started reading the will, sentence after sentence. Jewelry to them, personal items, family photos. They nodded, clearly satisfied, like this was going exactly how they expected. Then the lawyer stopped. "In regards to the house," he read, "I leave full ownership to my husband." The room froze. "What?" one of them snapped. "That's not possible." The lawyer continued, unfazed. "My husband has the right to live in the home for as long as he chooses. This decision is final." Their faces turned red. I felt my chest tighten, not from victory, but from emotion. My wife had protected me. Even after death, she had my back. But the lawyer wasn't done. "There is one more condition," he said. And that one sentence was about to change everything between us forever. The lawyer looked down at the paper, then back at all of us. "The remaining inheritance," he said, "comes with a condition." My stepdaughters leaned forward, suddenly very interested. "If my daughters choose to contest this will or force my husband out of the home," he read, "they will forfeit their share of the estate." Silence. You could hear a pin drop. Their confidence disappeared in seconds. No more eye rolls. No more attitude. Just shock. The house they already claimed in their minds was never truly theirs, at least not the way they planned. I didn't smile. I didn't say a word. I just sat there, feeling my wife's presence like a warm hand on my shoulder. She knew. She knew how things could turn. She planned for it, not out of anger, but out of love. As we stood to leave, The lawyer added quietly. Your wife was very clear. She wanted you protected. For the first time since she died, I felt safe again. Outside the office, the mask finally slipped. You planned this, didn't you? The younger one snapped at me, her voice shaking. You turned Mom against us. That hurt. Deep. I took a breath and looked at them. Really looked. These weren't little girls anymore. They were adults drowning in anger and grief. I never asked for any of this, I said quietly. I loved your mom. That's it. The older one crossed her arms, but her eyes weren't as hard now. So what? You're just going to stay in the house like nothing happened? I shook my head. Nothing is the same. I'm staying because your mother wanted me safe. That's all. They didn't reply. Grief does strange things to people. It makes them push away the ones closest. As they walked off, I realized something important. This wasn't about winning. It was about healing. And sometimes, healing starts with the truth you don't want to hear. Going back to the house felt different. For the first time since the funeral, I unlocked the door without feeling guilty. Every room still carried her energy. The couch where we watched late-night TV, the kitchen where she danced while cooking. That night, I sat alone and cried. Not out of weakness, but release. I finally let myself grieve. A few days later, I did something no one expected. I invited my stepdaughters over. No lawyers. No arguments. Just dinner. They showed up tense, ready for a fight. Instead, I served their mom's favorite meal. The smell alone softened them. Memories flooded the room. I'm not your enemy, I said gently. I never was. No one spoke for a moment. Then the younger one whispered, we're just scared of losing her, completely. That's when I understood. Their anger wasn't hate. It was pain. And real strength isn't about holding power. It's about holding space for broken hearts. Dinner was quiet, but not uncomfortable. The kind of quiet where emotions are sitting at the table too. Halfway through, the older one put her fork down. Mom talked about you a lot, she said softly, especially near the end. My chest tightened. I nodded, afraid to speak. She said you were the only one who stayed strong when she couldn't. The younger added, eyes watery. We didn't know. That's when it hit them. They never saw the late nights, the hospital chairs, the silent prayers. And I never blamed them for that. We were wrong, the older one admitted. We took our grief out on you. I didn't say I forgive you right away. Forgiveness needs honesty first. I'm not replacing your mom, I said. I'm just honoring her. They both nodded. That night, something shifted. Not everything was fixed, but the walls cracked. And sometimes, that's how healing starts. Not with apologies, but with understanding. A week later, I called them back over. This time, I had something important to say. I've been thinking, I began. About the house. About the future. They exchanged nervous looks. I'm not keeping this place forever, I continued. One day, it should be yours. That's what your mom would want. Their eyes widened. But not right now, I added gently. Right now, we all need time. Time to heal. Time to breathe. The younger one swallowed hard. You'd really do that after everything? I nodded. Love isn't a transaction. It doesn't keep score. For the first time, they hugged me. Not out of obligation, but real emotion. The kind that surprises you. In that moment, the house stopped being about walls and ownership. It became what it was always meant to be. A place where love outlives loss. Life slowly found a new rhythm. Not the same as before, but steady. The stepdaughters started stopping by more often. Sometimes for dinner. Sometimes just to sit and talk about their mom. We laughed. We cried. We remembered. One evening, the older one said something that stayed with me. I thought strength was about taking control, she said. But you showed us it's about letting go. That hit deep. I realized my wife didn't just leave me a house. She left me a responsibility to lead with grace, even when I was hurt. To choose peace over pride. Grief can either tear families apart or pull them closer. The difference is what you do with the pain. I still miss her every day. That never goes away. But now, when I walk through the house, it doesn't feel heavy anymore. It feels alive. Because love doesn't end at death. It echoes, in kindness, in patience, and in the choices we make when it's hardest. Months later, we stood together in the living room, the same place they once told me to leave. This time, no anger, no bitterness, just family. The lawyer's words didn't change our lives. Our choices did. My wife's real legacy wasn't the house, the money, or the will. It was the lesson she left behind. Love should protect, not punish. I watched my stepdaughters grow, stronger, kinder, softer. And they watched me heal too. People ask me now, how did you handle being pushed out? The truth is, I didn't fight back with anger. I fought back with grace. Because when you respond to hate with patience and pain with love, you don't just win an argument. You change hearts. So if you're watching this and feeling unwanted, forgotten, or pushed aside, remember this. What's meant for you can never be taken from you. And love, real love, always has the final word.